and you're going to have a new United States Senator, and his name is going to be Barack Obama. Thank you very much.
He's the highest-ranking black elected official in the country.
I don't know about you, but I'm still fired up.
Barack was trying to struggle through issues of racial identity.
Hey, baby. How's everybody doing?
His mother was white. His grandparents were white. He wanted to fit into black culture.
He didn't have that, I'm going to Wall Street to make a ton of money. He wanted to do something that made a difference.
Love you guys.
The day is going to come, and there'll be bigger and better things for Barack Obama.
How are you? Good to see you. God bless you.
July 27, 2004, Boston, Massachusetts. The Democratic National Convention was in its second day. By now, some of the party's heaviest hitters had already taken the stage. But this night, the keynote speaker was a newcomer to national politics. His name was Barack Obama. The 42-year-old was the Democratic nominee for the Illinois seat in the U.S. Senate. Giving an unknown and unproven candidate a spot on the podium was a risky move.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
But party leaders believed Obama was someone who could breathe new life into their party.
Tonight, we gather to affirm the greatness of our nation. There is not a liberal America and a conservative America. There is the United States of America. There is not a black America and a white America and Latino America and Asian America. There's the United States of America.
To many, Barack Obama had burst onto the national stage out of nowhere. What few people understood was that Obama had spent a lifetime preparing for this moment. In his struggle to understand himself and his place in American society, Obama had traveled around the globe. He had risen from an itinerant childhood to the inner circles of the political elite. In 1988, Barack Obama arrived in the quiet village of Alego, Kenya, situated on Lake Victoria. This was his father's hometown. The name Barack, which in Swahili means blessed, was also his father's. But Obama had little else to connect himself to the man he'd never really known.
Yeah, I think Barack had a real longing to figure out who his father was, to help him with his own identity.
One night, Obama knelt by his father's headstone. His experiences in Africa were beginning to help him understand the man who'd left his family over 25 years ago. According to Obama, he began to cry. In 1959, at the age of 23, Barack's father arrived in the United States from Kenya to study math and economics at the University of Hawaii in Honolulu.
His parents worked very hard to give him opportunity for a better education, and he was bright enough to be rewarded a scholarship.
There were few black men on campus and no other Africans. Shortly after starting classes, he caught the eye of a student named Ann Dunham.
She was very much a romantic individual. Her head was in the clouds, and she could be extremely naive. She seemed a very caring and very compassionate woman.
In the early 1960s, interracial relationships were extremely rare, and in many states, interracial marriage was illegal. But that didn't stop them from falling in love. Ann's parents, who also lived in Honolulu, tried to be open-minded about their daughter's choice.
Their acceptance was a function of their love and their trust of their daughter's decision-making process.
After a discreet wedding ceremony, the couple settled in Honolulu. In 1961, Barack Obama was born. 2 years later, the elder Obama won a scholarship to Harvard to pursue his PhD. He didn't have enough money to relocate his family, so he headed for Boston alone. The distance put a strain on their relationship, and the couple grew apart. They divorced before the elder Obama completed his degree. After graduation, he returned to Kenya, where he hoped to use his education to better his country. In time, Barack's mother Anne fell in love again, this time with an Indonesian student named Lolo Suturo. The couple married, and in 1967, when Barack was 6 years old, the family moved to Indonesia. For a little boy, the new environment was idyllic. Monkeys and crocodiles lived in their backyard, and his classmates told tales of spirits and monsters. Every day was an adventure. As he grew older, however, he became familiar with the harshness of Indonesian life. Beggars often came to their house, and children routinely died from illness.
The poverty confronts you on a daily basis. You have to grapple with it. You have to figure out how you feel about it. You have to think about it in terms of your own life and your own relative good fortune.
Barack was still discovering the extremes of his new country when something in an American magazine caught his eye.
I remember coming across this magazine that talked about blacks who had used skin bleaching agents to make themselves lighter, and I think that was when I first realized not only that I was African American, but also that there were all sorts of implications to race, and there were power relationships in race. And I couldn't articulate all that at the time, but I remember feeling shocked by that.
Barack didn't show the article to his parents, but he couldn't forget the story about a man who wanted to change the color of his skin. Barack was 9 when his half-sister Maya was born. But by then, his mother's second marriage had begun to falter. She had become increasingly homesick and wanted her children to grow up in the United States. In the summer of 1971, she sent Barack back to Hawaii to live with his grandparents. She promised to join him as soon as she could. The separation from his mother marked a turning point for the young boy.
He sometimes describes himself as an orphan. It would have to have a tremendous impact on who you are and how you look at the world.
When he returned to Hawaii, Barack would re-examine the color of his skin and try to understand what it meant to be black in the United States. In 1971, 10-year-old Barack Obama was uprooted from his mother in Indonesia and sent to Hawaii to live with his grandparents. Being away from his mother and sharing his grandparents' cramped 2-bedroom apartment was a dramatic change.
He missed her greatly at times. I think she was the most important person in his life as he was growing up.
That year, Obama enrolled in the Punahou Academy, a prestigious prep school in Honolulu. Obama was one of the few black students at the academy.
He was looked at as this black kid from Indonesia as far as they knew, and